In a month's time, we will mark 25 years since the signing into law of our democratic constitution. Its founding values of democracy, human dignity, the advancement of human rights, and the achievement of equality have been our guide for a quarter of a century. Tonight, we mark another milestone in the advancement of our democracy. These local government elections were conducted and contested by a record 325 political parties and nearly 95,000 candidates, of whom over 1,500 were independent candidates. In the run-up to the election day, we have seen images of parties and candidates everywhere, on the billboards of our country, on street poles, in social media, all making a case for why they should get the vote of the people of South Africa. This is a sign that multi-party politics is flourishing in our country, South Africa, and that any South African, and indeed everyone, has an equal chance and opportunity to run for public office. This enriches our democracy and in many ways also enriches us as a people. It also advances openness and transparency. It affirms that we are a diverse and tolerant society. It affirms the principle that leaders must be chosen by the people and that leaders should also be accountable to the people who choose them. I would like, on behalf of the people of South Africa, to thank the 12 million South Africans who cast their ballots in this election. By performing this important civic duty, you have contributed to strengthening and consolidating our democracy. And I'd like to congratulate all South Africans for holding an election that was peaceful, free, and fair, as also confirmed by our Independent Electoral Commission. And I'm sure, Chairperson Mashinini, what you have declared as a free and fair election has in many ways also been confirmed by the many observers who were observing our election, both here and abroad, through various means, virtual and otherwise. Through the participation of our people in this election, we can definitely say that the people have spoken, and we thank South Africans for speaking out through this election. Those in whom the people have placed their trust, the elected councillors, now need to get down to work. Over the past few weeks, we have all spent time with South Africans from all walks of life, meeting them in the streets and being invited into their homes, meeting in the pathways of our villages, in transport modes and vehicles. They told us about their need for houses, of the frustration of electricity cuts, of feeling unsafe because of crime, and also of being despondent after years of not working. At the same time, many have also told us about some of the good work that municipalities, supported by dedicated councillors, are doing in their communities. They've also told us of infrastructure that has been built in the poorest areas and also of essential services that were being delivered. They also gave us advice on how we can do things a lot better. Listening to them, I was reminded how important it is that those in positions of responsibility enjoy the confidence of the people of South Africa. The people of South Africa want their lives improved. They want better services. They want their representatives to be responsive and also to be accountable. They want to live in a better South Africa with equal opportunity, where their rights are realized and where they are treated with dignity and respect. Local government must be a force for good for development and for progress. If we are to make this a new and better era, we as leaders must put aside our differences and work together in a spirit of partnership and common purpose. I'd like to repeat that. I would like to repeat this because the manner in which our people spoke should be indicative of their will and wish to have us as leaders working together. I want to repeat it and say once again, if we are to make this a new and better era, we as leaders must put aside our differences and work together in a spirit of partnership, of cooperation, of collaboration, and common purpose in the interests of the people of South Africa. At the end of the day, my fellow compatriots, we all want the same thing: to better the lives of the South African people. We need to strengthen the trust between citizens and elected representatives through competence, through integrity, performance, and delivery. Public representatives need to be more visible. They also need to be more active in our communities. They need to focus on implementation and make the people of South Africa partners in development and in bettering their lives. Above all, they need to listen to the communities that they serve. I would like to thank all those people who have contributed to the success of the 2021 local government elections. I want to thank the commissioners, and I thank them on behalf of the people of our country, the commissioners who are seated here. And in fact, I do think we should give them a standing ovation for the wonderful work that they did. No, you don't need to stand up. You sit down. We are giving you a standing ovation. Sit down. Thank you. As the election was proceeding, I kept imagining how difficult your task was, that you could organize an event on one day where more than 12 million people participated within a set number of hours, and to be able to do so without many glitches. And even as some election box or ballot box disappeared, you've been transparent enough to speak about it publicly and to say, this is what we're going to do. I truly thank you. I don't know how you do it, but we thank you for all the work that you have done. I also want to thank the staff of the IEC who worked tirelessly, yes, without sleep for hours and hours and days, but who work behind the scenes, the people that we never get to see. I'd like to thank them because once again they conducted themselves with professionalism and impartiality. I want to thank the South African Police Service and the South African National Defence Force for ensuring the safety of voters and the integrity of the election process. I also would like to thank the staff of the Department of Home Affairs for processing voters and enabling them to have the correct documentation on voting day. And yes, I would like to thank all the political parties and candidates who stood in this election for their conduct, for their discipline, and their commitment to the people of South Africa. And yes, you too, as political parties, deserve an applause. Please applaud yourselves. I would also like to thank the media. The media were in many ways the heroes and heroines of this election process, for they kept us informed of everything that was happening throughout the election process. Sometimes the media never gets thanked for everything that they write, both wonderful and horrible, about many of us. We never thank you, and today I'd like to thank you for the good, the bad, and the ugly that you wrote about us. And what you also wrote about me. Through your efforts, you were able to keep us all informed, both television, radio, social media, and print. Last week in Cape Town, I received a letter from a young woman called Ruby. And she wrote, "President, I have faith in the leaders of South Africa. I believe that South Africa can take her rightful place in the world and that the dreams of our great leaders can be realized." Close quote. Very young lady. In these difficult times, these words from a young South African truly encourage me. They should encourage all of us. We owe it to Ruby and to the millions of South Africans who dream of a better South Africa to do no less than our very best. We owe it to the millions of South Africans who voted in these elections to bring about the change that they are asking for. Let us turn the promises that we made on the campaign trail into reality. Let us unite for the common purpose of recovery and rebuilding. Let us work as one for a South Africa of equality, freedom, and shared prosperity. Let us keep moving forward. And as new councillors have been elected, let us wish them the very best as they embark on this journey of improving the lives of our people and also improving the lives of our communities. I thank you.